it's funny. I always said it's going to be 5 books because I wanted Percy to have a nice, strong ending, and the big battle, and you find out what happens at the end. I think that's real important for a series to end well, so it just doesn't drag on forever. At the same time, as I'm going around talking to all these kids, they're like, well, what about that character? And what about this? And what are they doing at camp when they're always off on these quests? You never talk about that. And I realized that there's a whole other side to the story that I never told, that I couldn't fit into the 5 books. So yes, in about a year, we're going to launch the second Camp Half-Blood series. And you may see some of the old characters like Percy and Annabeth, but they may not be the main characters. They're going to be a little bit older. They'll be counselors at the camp. And there is a new prophecy at the end of The Last Olympian. I think we can say that without giving too much away if you haven't read it yet. That does sort of set it up. So when you read the ending of Last Olympian, you're going to have a pretty good idea of how things are going to change at Camp Half-Blood and what may be happening in the second series. So absolutely, that's it as well. I'm also working on another book I got to tell you guys about. I'm so excited about it. The Camp Half-Blood series is probably going to come out in winter 2010. But before that, in the spring of 2010, we're hoping to launch this new fantasy that I'm working on. A lot of kids, as I've, again, gone around the country talking to schools and stuff, have said, have you ever thought about doing any other form of mythology? Because there's so many. And Greek mythology is great, but what about all those other mythologies out there? And I've had to bite my tongue because it's been a top secret that I've been working at. But I can now tell you what's coming up. There's only one thing in my years as a teacher that was more popular than Greek mythology. Anybody want to guess what it was? Yeah.
Egypt.
Egypt. Bingo. So, you're absolutely right. And so, next spring, the kids know, right? Next spring, you guys look out because the gods of ancient Egypt are going to invade the modern world. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait for that. So that's the next thing that I